Welcome to Elevate English. Elevate your English. Elevate your life. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to the Elevate English channel. Let's start our story. Through the pages of time. The little bookstore on Evergreen Lane was one of the town's most beloved landmarks. Its weathered sign, reading timeless tales, swayed gently in the breeze, and its windows were filled with displays of old tomes, modern bestsellers, and everything in between. To some, it was just a shop, but for Isler Martin, it was a haven. Isler had inherited the bookstore from her grandmother, Margaret, a woman who had believed every book held a spark of magic. Growing up, Isler had spent countless afternoons nestled in the shop's cozy reading nook, losing herself in tales of adventure and romance. But now, at 29, the magic felt elusive. The world beyond Evergreen Lane moved too fast, and Isler sometimes wondered if she was being left behind. One rainy afternoon, the shop was unusually quiet. The rain tapped steadily against the windows, and Isler was perched behind the counter, flipping through a dog-eared copy of Jane Eyre. The bell above the door jingled, and a gust of cold air swept in. She looked up to see a man stepping inside, shaking droplets from his dark coat. "Sorry to intrude," he said, his voice warm despite the weather. "I was hoping to find a place to wait out the storm." "Not at all," Isler replied, standing. "Feel free to browse. There's tea in the corner if you need to warm up." "Thank you," he said, offering a faint smile. His sharp features softened under the shop's amber lighting, and Isler couldn't help but notice the kindness in his eyes. As he wandered through the aisles, Isler found herself stealing glances at him. He moved with the deliberate care of someone who respected the space he occupied, pausing now and then to pull a book from the shelf and examine its cover. Eventually, he returned to the counter with a copy of The Great Gatsby. "A classic," Isler remarked as she rang him up. "It's one of my favorites," he said. "I've read it more times than I can count, but I never seem to own a copy for long. I like to pass it along." "That's kind of poetic," Isler said, sliding the book into a paper bag. "A book meant to be shared." "Exactly." He hesitated, then extended his hand. "I'm Liam, by the way." "Isler," she said, shaking his hand. His grip was firm but gentle, and his smile lingered as he took the book under his arm. "Nice to meet you, Isler. I'll be back for more recommendations." Over the next few weeks, Liam became a regular at Timeless Tales. He came not only to browse but to talk, sharing anecdotes about his travels as a freelance journalist and asking Isler about her favorite books. Each conversation felt effortless, as though they had known each other far longer than they had. One day, while they sat in the shop's reading nook sharing a pot of tea, Liam said, "You know, this place has a magic to it. Like stepping into another time." "That's what my grandmother always said," Isler replied, smiling. "She used to tell me the shop had its own story, and it was up to us to keep writing it." "She was right," Liam said. "It's rare to find a place that feels so alive." As their friendship deepened, Isler began to notice the way her heart raced when Liam laughed, or how his presence seemed to brighten even the gloomiest days. But a part of her hesitated. She had built her life around the bookstore, anchoring herself to its quiet rhythms, while Liam's world was expansive, full of movement and change. Could someone like him ever truly stay? The answer came sooner than she expected. One evening, as they were locking up the shop, Liam turned to her, his expression uncharacteristically serious. Isler, there's something I need to tell you. Her stomach tightened. What is it? I've been offered an assignment overseas. It's a big opportunity, one I've been waiting for a long time. But it means I'd have to leave Aurora Bay and this. He gestured to the shop, his voice tinged with regret. Isler felt a pang of disappointment, but forced herself to smile. That's amazing, Liam. You should take it. You've worked so hard for this. I haven't decided yet, he said, his gaze searching hers. There's something here I don't want to leave behind. Isler's heart ached at the implication, but she couldn't bring herself to ask him to stay. You should go, as she said softly. Opportunities like this don't come often. The days that followed were bittersweet. Liam spent as much time as he could at the shop, helping Isler organize shelves and drinking tea in the nook where their friendship had blossomed. When the day of his departure arrived, Isler stood by the shop's door, watching as he walked away with his suitcase in hand. The weeks without Liam felt emptier than she'd anticipated. The shop was the same, but her days lacked the warmth of their conversations, the easy companionship they'd shared. She tried to focus on her work, but every book she touched seemed to carry a memory of him. One morning, as Isler was sorting through a box of old novels, she found an envelope tucked between the pages of a first edition Pride and Prejudice. Her name was written on the front in Liam's familiar handwriting. Heart pounding, she opened it. Dear Isler, there's a reason I keep coming back to this shop, and it's not just the books. It's you. You remind me of everything I've been searching for, something steady, something real. I didn't know how to tell you before I left, but I hope it's not too late. If you feel the same, I'll be waiting for you. Meet me at the train station on Sunday. Yours, Liam. Isler stared at the letter, her mind racing. Sunday was tomorrow. For a moment, doubt crept in. What if she went and he had already left? What if this was a mistake? But then she thought of Liam's smile, his laugh, the way he had looked at her as though she were the only person in the world. The next morning, Isler arrived at the train station just as the sun was rising. She scanned the platform, her heart sinking when she didn't see him. But then, through the thin crowd, she spotted Liam standing by a bench, a hopeful smile lighting up his face. You came, he said, his voice filled with relief. I had to, Isler replied, tears pricking her eyes. I couldn't let you leave without knowing. Liam stepped closer, taking her hands in his. I'll stay, Isler. For you, for us. Wherever you are feels more like home than anywhere I've ever been. Isler smiled, her heart swelling with joy. Then stay, she whispered. Because I don't want to imagine this place without you. As the train pulled away in the distance, Isler and Liam stood together on the platform, knowing that their story was just beginning. And for the first time in a long time, Isler felt that spark of magic her grandmother had always spoken about, not in the pages of a book, but in the space where their hearts met.